We're live. You're here. They're here.
They're here. Good.
I hope that you're here because you are looking for ways to make more money, just have a little bit easier time in life, maybe have a little bit more freedom, a lot less stress. By the way, my name is Shalene Johnson.
I'm Brett Johnson.
And what are we doing today?
What are we doing today? We are going to teach you 22 quick and easy ways to make more money, whether it's on the internet or selling products or whatever.
And we're going to teach you also like how to start, because we know many of you already have a business. Some of you have a job that you love, or maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, or you're just trying to find ways to create additional income. What I'd like to say is you're trying to create ways where you have more choice, right? So if you've just joined us, by the way, drop us a line below and let us know why are you here? What are you hoping to get from this broadcast? That would be really cool, because we've got like all the team here. Make some noise, team! And so we get to see your comments and can really make sure that we make this very interactive with you. We also, in addition to the 22 cool ideas of things that will help you to just get your mind starting to think about extra ways to make extra income, because even if you already think you know what it is you want to sell, if you talk to anyone who's like one of those 6 or 7 figure earners, there's always more than one stream of income, number one. And number two, about the riskiest thing that you could do is just have one thing, because that one thing could go away, whether it's a job or a rich husband. Do you know that someone said that to me the other day? They're like, oh, it must be nice to just have a rich husband. Like I'm just sitting around eating bonbons.
That's what they think you're doing?
Yes.
But that's called eggs in all your eggs in one basket.
That's right. So if you have all of your eggs in one basket, it's a risky place.
It's very risky. But we're also going to do, so here's what we want you to do. To reward those of you that are on right now, we want you to tag 3 people, right? 3 of your Facebook friends that need this, that you've heard what we're going to do tonight, and they need to hear this too. And that's going to automatically qualify you for a free book at the end. We're going to announce 10, right? 10. Shalene just wrote a book, a best-selling book called The 131 Method, and we have 10 of them signed here tonight, and we're going to give them away at the end of the broadcast, just tagging 3 people.
Where's my book? There's got to be a book around here someplace. We'll get a book. And there's another thing that I thought would be really fun for us to do that I didn't tell you about.
What's that?
Is I thought it would be fun if people kept track of, kept a score between the 2 of us of anytime I interrupt you, I get a point, and anytime you interrupt, because we're married. And that's what married couples do. They interrupt each other and they finish each other's sentences.
We're going to make this a competition?
Because we've been practicing.
Are we going to make this a competition?
Yes.
Because I'm going to win if we make it a competition.
Okay. We'll see. So keep track how many times I interrupt him, how many times he interrupts me, and we'll see at the end who wins. Now, should we have an award for that? It seems like then we would win the award. One of us. Well, we'll see. I just think it's a fun way to keep you guys involved and engaged. And you guys shout out to us and let us know, what are people hoping to get from the broadcast today? Because we want to deliver. Let us know. In the meantime, we're going to be giving away books. We're going to give away journals. We're also going to give away, if you stay tuned, not only are we going to give you 22 additional ways to make an extra stream of income, we're going to talk to you about how to start, where to start, how to grow your social media, some really cool things that you're not seeing people explaining on YouTube. These are like ninja tricks, like things that nobody else knows, things that are really going to help you grow your social media platform. Because obviously you need to know what to sell and how to sell and when to sell, but if you don't have someone to sell to, if there's nobody looking at your social media, thanks Kristen, come on in Kristen. There's that book. Yeah, there's that book. Then it's kind of difficult to have something to sell if you don't really have a platform. So stay tuned, because we're also at the very end of the broadcast. As we go, it's going to get better and better and better. The longer you stay, the more value you will get. I promise you that. We're also going to be taking your individual questions. So anything you need to know, anything you want to know specifically about your situation, ask us in the comments below, because we will get to those. And we're also going to share with you an opportunity to work with both of us, as well as $25,000 worth of bonuses that we're going to be giving away today. And this is something that Brett and I do every time we open up registration for the Marketing Impact Academy. So I want to welcome our new students. This is kind of like how we give back, and how are we qualified to do this? I think we should probably tell people that
too. Probably. Why we're qualified to do this.
So I've been an entrepreneur all of my life. We've been in business together for many, many years. Together, we've done a lot of things, including creating 7-figure businesses in 8 different industries. New York Times selling books, best-selling academies, courses, top-ranking podcast, 3 #1 fitness infomercials, 2 children. We created those together too.
They cost us 7 figures.
You're right.
Yes.
If you want to save money, don't have kids. Just kidding.
That's one of the 22
If you want to
ideas.
reduce stress.
One of the 22 ideas. That's the 23. That's the bonus tip.
Yeah, if you want to reduce stress and save money, don't have children. There, decision made. But you know, we've helped hundreds of thousands of people just like you, figure out how to have more freedom. Now, I think it's really cool that Brett's here because you know we kind of have different perspectives. Like I find that most women, it's not money that motivates most women. It's like, I just want my life to be a little less stressful. I want to be able to buy what I want to buy, take care of people. I don't want this tension that I feel with all of the financial stress. So that's one of the really important pieces to all the courses and academies that we've created.
Yeah, a lot of the different academies, right? Multiple academies. But we've also done physical products. Mm-hmm. We've done books. You have 2 books.
Yeah.
Infomercials. Live events.
That's true.
Live events.
Yeah.
Clothing line.
Yes. Motivational camps.
Motivational camps. Masterminds.
Yeah.
I can't even think of all of them, but there's like 8. There's got to be a couple more that we've thrown in there.
Yeah.
Physical products, multiple physical products.
Yeah.
Yep.
And to have that kind of success is exciting. And I know sometimes you hear that and it can feel overwhelming. You know, you're like, that's great. Like, you know, that's great for you. You guys got it all together. But I also think it's really important to know it has not always been like this.
It wasn't always roses.
No. And, you know, we're pretty honest about our, if you listen to my podcast, you've heard us talk in the car and we're like, you know, very honest about, in fact, I want to be honest because I don't want people to look at us, because sometimes people say like, #goals. I want, you know, goal couple, power couple or whatever. I'm like, please don't like think it's all roses. It's definitely been trying. And, you know, you don't talk about how awful and how hard it is when it really is awful and hard. You just kind of keep smiling and try to push through it. Sometimes you don't even know how bad it is until you're through it.
You can talk about how awful it was and then hard it was when you've gone through it.
Yeah.
And you make it through it. Yeah.
But it wasn't too many years ago that we were really struggling. I had this work ethic and this drive and this hustle. And I just believed that and I had ideas, like so many ideas, like I could drive people crazy with my ideas. And I would have like 8 things going at once or 6 things going at once. I was trying to get an ebook and trying to sell an ebook. And I was trying to start a personal training franchise. I was also trying to create workout classes. And I was also trying to do these, do you remember the seminars I was trying to do in hotels for stay-at-home moms? Yeah, that was, this is all at once, P.S. And I was also working as a paralegal. And I mean, about 5 other things that I was doing all at the same time. And in my mind, I was like, these all make sense. And these are all money makers. And these are all good ideas. And I'm excited and passionate about all of these things. And it was so much chaos. And because there were so many like plates in the air, I never had time to like really sit down and go, I don't know where this is all going, but it's all something's gonna pop. But what was happening in our marriage was when you're that busy, you're just completely disconnected. It was like 2 tornadoes existing in the same house, pretty much, wouldn't you say?
I would say 1 tornado and one person just trying to kind of like figure out like what his role was in this scene. Yeah. I kind of when you were just describing that, I kind of like liken it to if you've ever been to the circus.
Oh no.
And you know you have that mallet and the little heads pop up and you're supposed to hit them and they start going really fast and that's like how much stuff we had going on. Yeah. It was just like trying to keep up with everything.
And at that time, Brett was working at like a corporate job. So we both graduated from college and we were, married, and he wanted that stability. And I just kept thinking, I know he's organized, and if I just have more help, we could make one of these things pop. And so I just kept begging him to leave his job and come, and he could work for me, which was like, that was the problem number one, is like work for me, not work together. Yeah. I just thought, like, if he came into the fold, he could fix everything. Like Brett could fix everything.
So you invited me in, and things were kind of bad before you invited me in, and then they got worse.
Yeah.
And because we didn't start off on the right foot, we didn't fix anything that was going on before.
Right.
So it was a disaster because we didn't have communication. There was no clarity. I felt like helpless in the business because there wasn't much direction. Then I was gambling.
You were in a bad mood before, and then once he like left his job to do this so that we could do it together full time, do all the things together full time, you were frankly miserable, and I didn't know how to talk to you because everything I said, it was like, okay, that really made him mad. Like, I was always like, I felt like I was on pins and needles, and so I didn't know like how to help you understand what I needed, because I really didn't even know where we were going. It was like we were in a car driving all over the place, and I was like, don't worry, I know where we're going, but I really didn't. And so there was like never any clarity, like you said, and we were like just super disconnected. And I was just like, my solution was work harder.
Yeah, and my solution was gamble more.
Yeah.
So I was addicted to that, and
which I didn't know. Yes, obviously.
And you were addicted to work.
Yeah.
And so they just kind of fueled each other, and from that point, it went from, okay, it was bad, it got worse, and then it was like rock bottom.
Yeah. Do you remember thinking, how do I get out of this?
How do I get out of?
All of it? The gambling, the marriage,
I just remember like it was just like always waking up with like a pit in my stomach and just trying to like figure out like where do we go? What do we do?
Mm-hmm. What made you have the pit in your stomach? The financial part, or?
Just that, yeah, that I knew that I knew I was addicted to something, and I knew it was bad. I knew it was causing more stress than needed to be, and it was, I wasn't communicating with you. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you like, oh yeah, I'm gambling a lot at that point. And
did you think you would just like get up and then you'd be like, oh, she never knew?
Probably something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Years and years of therapy. I mean, I've kind of just worked through all that.
Yeah.
But I think it was more that I thought, that we would just turn everything around and that it would be fixed. It's just like kind of like blinders on and just thinking it was going to get fixed kind of automatically, and that's not how things get fixed. I
thought at that time, I just have to work harder. I am going to make something pop. Something's going to pop. I don't know what it is, but if I kept blaming myself, thinking, okay, he's unhappy. I wasn't admitting I was unhappy. I just wasn't sleeping. I was just like a maniac, and I just kept feeling like, Shalene, if you just get more organized, if you just do a little bit more, like try to find more ways to make money, and if you just keep hustling harder, then this will just be a season, and then you won't have to work so hard, and everything will get better, and everything will be amazing. And it just didn't go that way. We finally, once I discovered the gambling, and I was like very accusational, like, all right, fine, I can't believe this. A lot of anger, a lot of rage, a lot of ultimatums. And I remember I said, you're going to therapy full time, or this isn't staying together. And we had 2 children, so that was really a difficult decision to make. But he said to me, you need to go too. And I said, for what? And he's like, you have some things you need to deal with. And I was like, like what? but I really didn't realize it's like socially acceptable to be a workaholic. Like, we shame people for being addicted to porn or addicted to alcohol or pills or, you know, whatever it is. But all of those things we do to escape and to numb ourselves. And I was 1000% doing that with work, you know, and I think, you know, it's an addiction when you can't stop doing it. And that's how, you know, you were, and that's how I was. And neither of us were ever going to enjoy our children or set an appropriate role model for them if we didn't get to the root of our communication and understanding that we were on the same team. And that's what we had to do. You know, many people have asked, like, how did you make that happen? Faith was the first thing. Like, we just really stayed committed to our faith. And Brett really, like, embraced his faith really for the first time. And then we had to realize that even though we were beyond broke, so like when people tell me, oh, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, I'm like, you don't even know what it feels like to be $500,000 in debt. Like, to be $100,000 in debt sounds stressful. To be $500,000 in debt, and we talked to a lot of people that said, you guys just need to file for bankruptcy. And we're like, can't do it. We did this. We're gonna fix this. This shouldn't be someone else's problem. We will fix this.
So we're at $500,000 at that point. We're at $500,000 in debt. Both of us are going to therapy. We really don't have like a true focus on business, on like how we're gonna get out of this.
Right.
But we knew we both had work ethic, and we both decided like bankruptcy wasn't an option, and that we were gonna do this and figure this out. Which then,
we just knew, okay, we need help, and we were, and so here's the one thing I want to share, that when people say like, how did you turn that around? When I say faith, it was faith in us and faith in my and our ability to, if we know the right thing to do, we will do it. And we had to go further in debt and start investing in help. We needed help in terms of therapy. We needed help in terms of people who would teach us how to know what to focus on and how to figure out, like, what do we need to just sweep. I know all these things could work, but we just need to focus on one thing. We had to figure out what we needed to learn in order to create we sat down and we said, what do we want our life to look like? We need to be on the same page. What should that look like?
And then at that point, once we figured that out, and then you're like, but we have to go gain this knowledge, and that knowledge isn't free.
Right.
And I remember, and because of the gambling background, I wasn't scared to like spend it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'd seen it go. So so even though we didn't have it, I had faith in both of us that we were going to make it. And I remember like your first weekend seminar that you went to cost us $17,000 more. And
I had so much guilt over that. Like, so much. Like, I just remember making the decision and talking. I remember just talking to you about that decision. Like, my palms were sweating and I had a stomach ache. But the one thing I did know is, I'm like, no matter what I learn, I like the amount that I'm investing in this, which was with like one of my most treasured mentors. And I wanted to learn how to write a book. That I just knew that no matter what I learn, I will apply this.
What's the percent? I think it's 7-1. Like, if most people, if you apply what you learn in a personal development or a business course, and you apply it, you can expect a return on your money of 7-1.
Yeah.
And Shalene just said, that's the normal person. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make sure it's like 20 or 25 to 1.
Because I knew that was an average, and that the average person doesn't implement what they learn. I'm like, if nothing else, I will implement what I learn. I'm going to be a good student. So I took every online course, I took every seminar, I read every book, I hired coaches and mentors, and we spent a fortune, but at least now we were working towards the same goal. We knew that we were on the same course, and that we were now we were teammates, and we were going to figure out how to do this. We were going to figure out specifically, if you're wondering, how we were going to create an online business, because the one thing we both decided is that we didn't want to be away from our kids, and that there are a lot of people in our space that were killing it, but they were also never home and never together. And we saw divorces happening, and we saw people who were very wealthy and very unhappy. And we're like, we do not want that. We want this life to look peaceful. And in order to do that, we need to learn how to create extra income online. We need to focus on one thing, and that's really what we did. And that is how, not, all those businesses that we talked about that we've created in 7, really 8 different industries, not all at once, and certainly not in the first year. We had to focus on one and be known for one thing first. Once we did that, once we made our first 7 figures, then we were able to branch off into, because I am still interested in a million different things,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
That's like really good at setting up orange cones so that no one gets hurt. But I'm still really interested in a million different things. But you don't have permission to do a million things or even 5 different things until you've really become known for solving one problem, like one main thing for people. Then you kind of have permission to branch out and do all these other things. Not just permission, that's when you should. And now we have, not only have we been able to do this for ourselves, it's just to have that life and to be able to teach our children what it means to have clarity and direction.
But I remember you when you were going through all those courses, and it was literally like, if we added it up right now, it's in the 6 figures of all the courses. And I remember you coming home one night from one of the seminars. By the way, all the seminars were great, and
Yes.
you learned tons from it. But
Yes.
you always came back and you're like, okay, now I got to go do this because they didn't teach me that, and I got to learn this. And you said, I'll never forget it. It was like a Sunday night. We were both having an adult beverage. You just come back from a seminar, and you're just like, when I figure this out, when I have the blueprint, when I have the playbook all down, just from A to Z, we are going to put together a course that's going to blow people's minds, and that they're going to be able to they're not going to have to go to all these different places. They're going to have to go to one place, and we're going to give them lifetime access, and we're going to update it, because you always said, I hated when I went back and they didn't update something, and it was the old information, and they were going to update it, and it helped us. So when we put that together, it was easy, because that's how we created all the businesses that we did.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it is that we've helped thousands of people do this.
Yeah. And I'm not going to interrupt you because I'm going to win this contest. But I actually didn't say I'm going to create a course. I said I'm sick of these courses, because every time I take a course, it's amazing. But then I'm like, oh, I just took the advanced course and I didn't realize there was a beginner course or whatever it is. Like, so when I wanted to write a book, that was the biggest chunk that we spent that year. And maybe 2 hours into that very intimate, amazing workshop, I realized I'm not even going to be able to use any of this information for like 2 years. We've got to build an email list. Like, it was, a little bit shocking. And I said, I'm not going to create a course that people like go through and then realize they have to do something else. I'm going to create something where everyone, like, they can go there indefinitely, like the library. You can always go there to figure out what you need to learn next. And that's what we've helped thousands of our students to do too. So this isn't just something that works for us. We've learned from the best people, the best information. We took great seminars, great courses, had great coaches, but we always knew someone needs to teach people in what order. And now we've been able to help thousands of people, just like you, do exactly that. But it does boil down to you following, not jumping ahead and doing steps out of order. I'd love to show them some of our students' stories so that you can see that this is possible for anyone. Maybe we can run the story of like maybe Richie okay, cool. So watch this, we'll be right back.
I went from about $50,000 a year to over $200,000.
I'm a student of Shalene's. She taught me how to make millions of dollars.
I'm being paid 6 figures a year. I never thought that this would happen. Because of what I learned in Marketing Impact Academy, I was able to sell my program online consistently. I already sold more than 850 programs of my singing classes in Brazil.
But also, I've applied her principles in marketing to other industries, including venture capital, products, all kinds of bizarre products. Just in the last few weeks, we closed up a Kickstarter using her principles, and we raised over $400,000.
I have a YouTube channel that has almost 60,000 subscribers, 18,000 followers on Facebook. I have one video on YouTube that has created a lot of income for me. I've been paying my bills for years out of that video that has 1.5 million views, and I created that video following Charlene's guidelines.
Since the Marketing Impact Academy, life is amazing and my business is growing. You've got to learn how to market your business, and you've got to learn how to market your business the way that we are today versus how things were years ago.
I really want to recommend Marketing Impact Academy because it completely changed my life.
How cool is that?
Very cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, just the coolest things that people, sometimes you're way too close to the thing that you're like, this could make me money. How? Like, I don't understand. I learned this from YouTube, or can anyone learn this? And not just academies, not just sharing your expertise. You know, because as we've done, we've created products. You know, we've created journals and water bottles and apparel. We've helped our students who own physical businesses, brick and mortars, a nail salon, physical therapist, psychologist. The formula is pretty much the same.
I'm going to answer one question right now.
Okay.
Because nobody's told us the question yet, but I'm going
Yeah.
to answer one question. If you are going to type in the box, will this help with this type of business? It's hashtag yes. We've helped every single bit. Like, you can't come up with one that we haven't helped.
Yeah, that would be a good challenge to see if you can come up with a business that
It's
this
helped
doesn't
everything.
apply
So
to.
it doesn't matter what business. I've never seen. I've been behind the scenes looking at the questions, and I've never looked at a person say, "Will it help with this business?" And I'm like, "Wow, it's probably not going to help with that business."
Yeah, I mean, even like someone will always
If you
ask,
own your own business.
well, yeah, and even for people who don't own their own business, we have so many people who've gone through our courses to help grow other people's businesses because, you know, and we've had people who take Marketing Impact Academy, and by the way, we're going to get into all of the free content in just a second. Don't go. I'm going to share with you the formula. I'm going to share with you the steps. We're also going to share with you those 22 super cool ideas next. But before I do, I just want to say that even people will sometimes go like, I don't have the time to learn all of this, but I've got someone on my team who implements, and that's, you know, we've had that happen.
Yes.
What do you call it? 401k?
Investors?
No.
401k.
C
Corporations?
No, charities.
What?
Nonprofits.
Nonprofits. Wow. 401k, nonprofits. Okay.
I knew that there were letters. I knew that there was a number. I knew there were numbers and letters. You can all zip it. But yeah, we've even had plenty of people who go through who are in nonprofits.
There we go.
So the bottom line is, here's who it will help. Anyone who really needs more customers. So if you have a business that doesn't have customers, I guess maybe not. But if you need more customers and you need to figure out how to get people to take action, then everything that we're going to share with you today will help you. But we first want to get your juices flowing, right? Like, really get you thinking about opportunities. So if you haven't grabbed a pen and a piece of paper, what we're about to do is so invaluable. Like, you really cannot imagine how just by going, I've got a few extra hours, I could dabble in this other idea, how so often that turns into the thing. You know, so we want to give you some ideas of different ways that you can make money, passive income. Now, when I say passive, it doesn't mean you're not doing anything, but it's a kind of income that you don't have to have people coming to you necessarily. It's being able to make money online.
So these 22 ways are not necessarily like something that, you're going to quit whatever you're doing tonight and start one of these.
Right,
These are something
no.
that you're going to like experiment with.
Extra money.
Extra money.
And let Oprah, if you're watching,
You can leave.
you can leave because it really, or if you're watching and you've got just so much money, like, I certainly don't need more money, like, then this isn't going to be helpful to you. But I think everybody else, I mean, we're constantly doing this. We're just looking at like, okay, it just makes life a little easier. And sometimes we'll tap into something, we're like, well, that's cool. that was something that didn't take any time, and that's going to pay for our flights for our next vacation. Like, just little things like that make life easier, so much easier. And this technology is working in your favor. Social media and technology make this stuff so easy to do, oftentimes without a website, without any advanced knowledge of like coding or tech. You want to just go like back and forth?
We just to throw on the top of that, we do this every 6 months. We look at all these different things, areas that we're going to tell you right now, and go, should we be doing this? Is this something easy? Is this something that we can roll into what we're already doing?
Yeah.
And we do it all the time.
Yeah.
You want me to start off?
Sure.
You can get a Shopify account.
Okay. Takes less than a night. I mean, a couple hours.
Yes.
You could do an academy, like teach people how to play guitar or knitting or how to doodle.
You could be an Amazon affiliate. Are you an Amazon affiliate?
I am.
You should be.
But you know what? I always forget to share my code because I just get excited and I can't help it. But yes, you could also, whatever skill it is that you've mastered, I don't care how obscure you think it is, you'd be shocked to find out how many of our students are making 6 figures teaching like really crazy things. I'm like, what? Knitting? There's like a market for that? Like crazy cool things though. Your turn.
Ebook.
Okay.
Write an ebook.
What's great about an ebook is when you write like that kind of book, P.S. Don't write a book until you go through the foundational pieces of building a business, because writing a book is a beast. And if you're writing a book and publishing with a publisher, I think most people don't realize that you're going to make like maybe $1 or $2.
Yeah, you make like 10 cents a book.
Pretty much. When it's all said and done. And your publisher doesn't sell the book, you still have to sell the book. So frankly, you're not going to sell any books if you haven't done the legwork before writing the book anyways. I love the idea of self-publishing, because then who gets all the profits when you self-publish?
You do.
Yeah, you do. Let's see, group coaching. So, and again, you don't even need a website. Just starting up a Facebook group and offering people private coaching once a month, once a week, whatever that is.
This is one that we did, sponsored podcasts.
Yes.
So if you have a podcast out there, look, if your size is big enough, even if you're not, you could just reach out to somebody that you use all the time and just say, hey, and it doesn't have to be a crazy amount of money, just start small and work up.
You know what I love is this idea of all these people who are starting, not all these people, but I've seen a few, I should say, podcasts where they're cultivating the best podcasts, because people reach out to us all the time, where they'll say like, hey, would you be willing to donate like 5 of your episodes? I'm launching this podcast that's just devoted to parenting, and you've got like a bunch of episodes on parenting. And we're like, sure, because it gives us exposure. And we've watched those kind of podcasts, like almost like feature podcasts, climb through the ranks like super fast, because they've got the best podcasters all like repurposing their content. Brilliant idea. My turn. I would say you could, if there's something you know how to make or craft, or you're an artist, so many different ideas, different ways to make money with an Etsy account.
Mm-hmm. An influencer. So if you're somebody that has some kind of influence or something like that, you can always charge for that. Ambassador.
So if there's a program that you love or a product that you love, many of the top companies, they love having people who are like their spokesperson, like the person who's always talking about their program or product. So there's ambassadors and there's affiliates, and so many people, you don't have time, especially if you're working full time or you're in a season where you're raising your kids. You don't have time to create or develop or import or invent something. But there are things you're talking about every single freaking day. You should become an affiliate for those things.
Instagram ads, which are huge if you take some of our advice and do a featured account. Like we have numerous featured accounts.
Yes.
And we get pitched all the time to put ads, like sponsored ads, on those Instagram accounts.
So what we mean by that is, this is a social media tip, especially if you have an Instagram or a Facebook page that's just stuck. You're like, every single day I'm losing the same amount of followers. You are not alone, and we're going to explain to you, after we get through these ideas, some ways that you can quickly, based on what just happened in the last 3 months on Instagram and on Facebook, quickly grow your social media by creating what's called themed accounts. And I know you know what a themed account is because you probably follow a ton of them. In fact, it's likely the only types of accounts you are looking at right now. A themed account, an example of it might be like interior design. So you might have found an account that just posts beautiful homes or Labradors. You follow like a bunch of Labrador accounts.
Yeah, I like labs. I like labs.
He opens up to explore. I'm like, are we getting a puppy?
So if you had a featured account and you were like had a huge account, 10, 15,000 people, you're going to start getting hit up by like pet food companies.
That's right.
And they're going to pay you to feature their stuff on your. It happens all the time, and they pay crazy money.
Crazy money. I'm like ridiculous. So what we're saying is, let's say you start tomorrow, you're like, oh, I love that idea of doing a Labrador account. What you do is you reshare or repost, if you will, someone else's adorable lab posts. You give them credit. They're excited because somebody's sharing their stuff. That helps their account grow. You give them credit. You didn't have to create the content, and now you're creating content that a lot of people like to follow themed accounts. And then you go to a certain size, basically micro influencers, which is anyone who's over 10,000 followers. That's where businesses and brands are looking to advertise, with themed accounts, micro influencers over 10,000. Now you could reach out to, Petco and those like box, shipment boxes. What are they called?
Like
Brandy, you guys
delivery?
get that? What's that called? BarkBox, yeah, like BarkBox, and then you're going to get paid just for posting those things on your stories and on that page. And again, you don't even have to own a lab or a puppy for that matter. You just have to come up with the idea. So that's a really great suggestion. Another thing you could do is you don't have to create apps, but you can have your own app and market it. So those of you who are in health and fitness and you're creating this incredible content, both cooking content, recipes, meal plans, and workouts, and you're doing that for free, that's great. And maybe you're seeing people posting that on YouTube. But the thing to do, if you've done the legwork, if you've done those foundational pieces, is create that content inside a private membership group where people can log in. And these are the type of platforms I'm talking about. You don't have to know any coding. If you've got an iPhone or an Android, if you're Wendy, and you film yourself doing we have one person in our office who has an Android, and we've really ostracized her.
We don't let her go on group chats because it turns it all green.
Yes.
So.
We love you, Android people. But so if you have a smartphone and you can record yourself doing workouts, you can upload them on platforms where it's plug and play. You literally, just like you do on Instagram, except for your members have to pay to get your content. And guess what else? A lot of these platforms are very, very low cost, where you don't have to build anything custom. They've already done that. And then your app, your custom app with your custom content, shows up in the Apple Store and the App Store. Did you even know that? Come on. Like, so many people are doing this stuff anyways, but they're not making any money for it because they don't even know that this stuff exists. You're up.
Network marketing. Like, if you're not a network marketer, we always, people come to us and they're like, we need to make extra money. We always ask them, what are you interested in? What do you do? And 9 times out of 10, they're already using that product from that network marketing company. We're just like, become a whatever it is, ambassador, whatever they call them. Go for it. I mean, you and I still talk about it all the time. We drive home sometimes in the car and we're just like, someday.
I started off in network marketing, so I'm a big fan of network marketing, and many of my friends, many people who you probably know because they're influencers. They're the people who are writing best-selling books. They have personal brands. They are business bosses. They are the ones who you aspire to be like. I think very few people realize what is funding their brand endeavors is network marketing. And their brand is also at the same time growing their network marketing business. But you have to know how to do that, because if you just get into a network marketing organization, no offense, but that organization is going to teach you how to grow their business and not teach you how to stand out as a brand.
We have hundreds of students members inside the Marketing Impact Academy that are part of network marketing. They go in their network marketing and they just want to do more. They want to get more customers. They want to get more eyeballs. They want to expand their brand. They want to learn about social, and they come in and then they go
Yeah,
They blow up.
So there's lots of opportunities there. Blogs, if you know, not just writing a blog, but if you know how to grow your blog the right way and have sponsored posts and advertising, the same is true for YouTube creators. Now again, you can't just start a YouTube channel, but if you understand how to grow it the right way and how to position it, there's opportunities there to make additional income.
Products.
Such as?
Anything, a widget.
Yeah.
Anything that you use all the time.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. Do I have to invent something?
No, I mean, that Richie who you just saw,
Yes.
His company is called Products. He goes over to China all the time.
Is that the name of his company?
Yeah, it's at Products.
Oh.
Well, that's where he's at.
Oh, got it.
But that's what he does. He goes over to China,
Yeah.
and he just sources products for people. They're like, I want this. I really think this is a good idea. I know a lot of my customers would need this. He goes over and sources it for them.
What have I been talking about importing lately?
Eyelashes.
Yes. Just about anything that you are buying right now on YouTube. What Brett's talking about is, like, first of all, you can develop your own product, and we have students who have done that. Inventors like Wool Buddies. I love my Wool Buddies. Like, so many cool inventions, and so you can sell products, but you don't have to invent products. You can import products. We have so many of our students who sell workbooks and journals and water bottles, their own things. They've just private labeled them, and you can do this via drop shipping. So that's another thing we talk about, is that, for us, it's about lifestyle. So you can do it like kind of a stressed out way, but there's always an easier way to do these things that you might make a little bit less, but you're still making a lot of money and not having all the headaches that come with you having to ship things out. You don't want to do that, I don't think. Mm-hmm. Other ideas?
Oh, it was your turn.
Oh, really? Because I just went through all those.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Apparel.
Okay.
Tons of people are doing like t-shirt stuff, and so they're making extra money doing apparel.
Mm-hmm. You could develop your own online course. Again, you don't have to know any code. You don't even have to know how to build a WordPress plugin. I mean, one of our staff members here, Icy, started an iPhone film school course teaching people how to, right? And it's amazing. And how long did that take you to create it and launch it? 5 days. 5 days.
5 days making money.
And I know what you're thinking, well, can't you learn that stuff on YouTube? Yeah, but not from Icy and Cherie. And it's about, a lot of people will make these excuses, and you stop yourself because you're like, yeah, but. And listen, if you're the kind of person you only see the yeah, but, you should probably stop watching. Because if you're in that frame of mind, this will not work. Nothing's gonna work because you've already decided nothing's gonna work. You either accept your life and you deal with the mediocrity, and you deal with the stress, and you deal with exactly what you're dealing with and allow it to get worse, or you go, you know what? Doesn't hurt to try. If it's worked for somebody else who's not as cute or as smart as me, I can probably figure this out too. And it's not that hard. If you can, I always say, if you can figure out how to use your phone, you can figure out how to do just about anything, and you should, because it's just such a cool time to be living. Another thing, so I don't know if you guys watch Bravo. If you're any Real Housewife fans in the audience? Beverly Hills Housewives? Like, what's her name? Teddy. Yeah, she's an accountability coach. Friggin' blowing up. What does she do? She literally keeps people accountable. All they do is they text to her pictures of what they're eating. And she charges a boatload, but she keeps them accountable. We do that. We keep our students accountable in the Marketing Impact Academy. So, and I know I've got a bunch of new people who have just jumped on. If you've joined today, by the way, we didn't mention that the Marketing Impact Academy is open, and people always say, how long will it be open for? It's only open until we reach our maximum number of students, and we're nearing that. So we never know when that's going to happen, like if we're doing a live broadcast, and we just don't know. But when you do sign up, there's a little box, and I'm telling you, don't skip the box that says, do you want Shalene to text you and keep you accountable? The answer is yes. Why? Because if I insist that you get through it, then you know you're going to do the work, and you know you're going to get a return on it. If you don't allow someone to keep you accountable, the one person who we're most often willing to let down is ourselves. But if you check that box, shoot, I'll keep you accountable. I'm not even a Beverly Hills housewife.
I know another one.
Okay.
Poshmark.
Oh, yeah.
Selling your stuff on Poshmark.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Seriously, every college age girl, if you don't know this, and just, or stay at home mom, whoever, if you have connections of people who are like donating their clothes, like seriously, Poshmark reselling or just even doing vintage shopping and thrifting and finding these amazing pieces. We know so many. We've got a friend who does this just for Nikes. And they're not even like pristine Nikes. He just has a resale account. I forget whether it's Poshmark or the other one. What's the other one? What is it? Depop? Yeah, that's the other one. But a lot of these ideas are things that people, they're right in front of you and you just assume that it's going to take more work than it actually does, and it doesn't. Last one?
Consulting.
Yep.
Be a consultant. Whatever field you're in, offer consulting.
Like life coaching. We've got a friend who does this she does prayers. So, she offers that service to people who are going through a tough time and they don't necessarily have someone in their life that they can just call up and spend some time on the phone in prayer. And you might think, gosh, you charge for that? Well, why not? You're having to be of service to other people. And I'm telling you, the things that she's been able to help people through is pretty exciting, and then to be able to do that with her faith is outstanding. So tons of ideas, but all of these ideas are ideas to start with, but then you need to know how, right? You're like, I love the idea. How? Like, where do I start? And that's what we're going to break down next. But before we do, any questions that we need to answer? We're going to keep coming back to them, you guys. And by the way, if you have tagged, do we have people we should pick someone to win one of the books? Can you guys just randomly pick someone to win a signed copy of my book? All right, so drum roll. Someone who's tagged, have you tagged at least three of your friends right now on the broadcast, and we'll pick one of you to win a signed copy of the 131 Method book.
All right, I got someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be Kiera Colson.
Kiera Colson, everybody! All right, Kiera. So someone on my staff will reach out to you, and we will be giving away. Yeah, let's just do another one right now. Who else? Tag someone. Tag 3 people quickly.
Morgan B. Bella.
Oh, see how you like pronouncing those names, Kristen? How do you like that? What was it?
I'm going to show it to you. Just 1 second.
Morgan
B.
Morgan B. Bella something. You just Bella what? Okay, so Morgan B something. Bella what?
What are they going to do?
Our staff's going to reach out to you. We're going to get your address, and we're going to ship you a signed copy of my new book. And we've got 3 more to give away, and we're going to give away some push journals, and we're going to give away a whole bunch of cool stuff, including financial coaching with this guy. Mm-hmm. And 25,000. Yeah, you guys don't even know about that. Did we tell you? I know. Our staff was like, what? Which happens here at the office like all the time, right? And then he's like the financial coach for everybody. So continue to tag those 3 people that then you have a chance to win a set of our 90-day push journals. Continue to tag those 3 people. Also, don't forget to let us know what your questions might be. Ask anything specific, even about your own situation. And by the way, if you are already a Marketing Impact Academy student, put #MIA so that we can find you, because we love it when our veterans and our alumni are inside our coaching programs and the masterminds, helping answer questions with you guys. We love you guys. All right, so let's talk about, okay, so these are great ideas, Shalene and Brett, we love them, but like now what? How do you do those things? Here's the formula. I'm gonna give you an overview first and then I'm gonna break it down. It's a 4-pillar process. Are you taking notes? #notes if you're taking notes. It's a 4-pillar process. And this is gonna sound very familiar to you. The pillars are know, like, trust, then buy. That's the 4 pillars. There's a formula for each one of those pillars, each one of them. But most people, what they do is they spend all of their time focused on the 3rd pillar, which is like the hardest pillar of all. The 3rd pillar is really what most of us are doing every day in social media. But those first 1, 2, and really the 4th pillar, meaning how you get people to buy. Those are the most important ones. And here's the deal. Pillars number 1 and 2, that's what makes the buy part work. So for those of you like, I already have something to sell, but no one's buying. That's because you didn't properly set up your first 2 pillars. So you're not going to be able to, in fact, you're going to feel like you're selling, which is never comfortable. So I'm going to break down those first 2 pillars, okay? So the first pillar that you want to think about is the no. What is no? No is that's your brand. That is, who is it you're trying to attract? What is your lifer? What are their interests? What is the language that they're interested in? Who is it that you're trying to attract? And I want you to answer this question for me right now. For those of you who are already selling something or already building a social media platform. And I'm going to give you a moment to think about this. Okay, here's the question. Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the question. What problem do you solve for people? What problem? What's the one? Don't give me 5. Give me one problem that you solve for people. Okay? Right? All right, we're going to move that one. Yep. Yes. So what are people saying? Thinking about it, aren't you? Now, don't make the mistake of saying, I help people make money. See, because that's not a problem. That's a solution. I want to know what problem. So think about the problem that you solve. I'll go first. The problem that we solve is we help people find peace. We make things easier by giving people a quicker, more kind of lifestyle-focused way to increase their income and find clarity. We help people to be happier and healthier. That's what we help people do. But the problem that we solve is that people lack clarity and they need more money.
Frustrated.
Very frustrated, yep. Those are the problems that we solve. So what are the problems that you solve? That's the no piece. And see, if you don't figure that out, if you don't go through that process of figuring out who your lifer is, what colors do they like, what language do they like, what things attract them, what things repel them, what things would they respond to, what things motivate them. So like, here's something I know about my lifer. My lifer isn't motivated just by money. She wants to help people. She wants to have purpose. She wants to really do things that feel authentic and where she's of service, like where she's like stepping into the thing that she was meant to do. That's what I know about my lifer. And I need to know that about her, because when I know that about her, then I don't lead with the kinds of advertising or verbiage or open subject lines on emails that fall on deaf ears, right? And you really need to, in fact, it's one of the first things that we do inside with our students is we take them through a process of like a questionnaire almost, because we had to learn how to do this. Because if someone sits down and says, okay, so tell me about the person you're trying to attract, you're gonna be all over the place. And you're like, well, I can picture him in my head. But until you actually like go through the process and answer the questions, and you really look at like exploring your own expertise and the difficult things that you've been through, that's how you really figure out like, oh, yeah, this is the problem that I solve.
I don't think until they go through the questionnaire that they even picture them in their head. I think they're all over the map.
Yeah.
Until they like narrow it down, focus. Because we've talked to our high-end coaching clients before, and they're all over the place.
We were.
I know. We thought we were helping like an age gap of like 60 years.
Yeah. When people would say like, who is it you're helping? I'm like, everyone.
Yeah.
You know, and what do you help them with? Everything, you know, until we went through this process and figured out, okay, we have to teach other people how to do this, because you really have to narrow in on your focus. Otherwise, you will never stand out. That's the no part. Now, the like part, this is the piece that is going to overwhelm you. But I'm going to make a very bold statement right now and say, this takes 2 weeks. You know, and we've got my team here. They can tell you that when our students do this, it literally takes less than 2 weeks. And it's the piece that creates people's ceilings if they don't do this. And I'm curious if you've done it. It's the foundational piece that if you don't do this, you have no business wasting time trying to get more likes or followers in social media. You need to create opt-ins, freemiums, your email software that collects people's email addresses, and then the sequence of emails that you follow up to stay in connection with people. This is how people get to know you. People get to know you, and you build that reciprocity by things like this. So I'm sure a large percentage of you, this is the first time you've ever spent time with Brett and I. You're getting to know us because what you are a part of right now is an example of what I'm talking about, that like. So you're spending time with us on video that you can say, I don't like them, I don't trust them, whatever. But you can also realize that you gave us your email address. You are watching this by invite. You're not watching it on Facebook, you're not watching it on a free platform. You're watching this because we invited you, like going out to dinner, we invited you to join us in our office, and we did that in exchange. You gave us your email address. You would never have spent this much time with us just tapping through a story on Instagram. The know, like, trust, like doesn't happen in social media. Like happens on your email list. It happens in the free content that you deliver to people, like your PDFs, your podcasts, your free audios, your webinars, your trainings.
Yeah, and it's what everybody skips. And then you don't hear from them. You don't hear from people. You know these people. You don't hear from them, and then all of a sudden you hear from them and they're selling you something.
Yeah.
Because they're not.
They're trying to sell you something.
Yeah, you're not showing up daily. You have to show up daily, constant content, and give to your audience. And
yeah, that's the trust.
And people forget to do that. Mm-hmm. They create something, and then they pop on. They're like, I'm going live tonight, and they're like, here, buy this, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
You miss that whole step.
They're trying to get you to. Too often, if you're struggling to try to get sales or customers, is because you're trying to do it on social media. Social media is where you help people to learn about the things that you're offering, right? It's probably in social media, I assume. I'd like to know. Maybe you guys could pop in let us know what's coming on in the hashtags, but hit us up in the hashtags or in the comments and drop a comment if the way you found out about this masterclass that we were doing tonight. Am I blocking you?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Let us know if the way you found out about the masterclass tonight was through social media. That'd be interesting to find out. And did people tell us that they knew what their problem was? Or some struggling with that?
Boredom.
Good ones.
Personal safety and security.
That's a solution.
Help people manage their mental health so they can allow success.
So we're going to just circle back real quick to when we, because I'm getting that feedback now. Thank you, Alex. When we asked you what's the problem you're solving, some of the examples that were just read are wonderful examples of solutions. So when you say, I help people with their mental health, I help people become financially independent, those are solutions. And you need to understand your customer's problem so that you can speak to it. Let me give you our own example and I'm talking about marketing, right? I know that people are struggling to create additional income, that the problem is they don't have enough money. The problem is everything feels overwhelming. The problem is they don't know where to start. They believe the solution is social media and having a bigger following. Now, so I have to use that when I'm marketing, when we're talking to people about how we can help them, because if my customer doesn't know that the solution I have is their solution, they don't hear it. In an ad copy, they call this the dog whistle effect. You know how dogs, they say if it's super high pitched, only a dog can hear it, but then a dog's ears perk up. If you really understand your customer's true problem and you speak to it, you stand out. Your customer's ears perk forward, and in a sea of people, the person who is meant to hear your message will hear it. But that doesn't happen if you're speaking your language versus their language. It has to be a whistle that only their ears can hear. So then to get back to how many people said that, or are people saying that where they found out about the masterclass?
It's pretty much half and half between email and social media.
Perfect. So half and half. Half people are saying email and half people are saying social media. Well, I guarantee you this, everyone who said they found that they were notified via email, you found out about me, first of all, from social media.
Or found out whoever sent them here by social media.
Yeah. So it kind of starts with social media, but it grows via email. And once you start to, I know people will say, well, oh yeah, no, I've done that. I've built a website and I've got an email list and I've got an opt-in, I've got a free whatever you have it. That's not what we're talking about. That is the place, which remember, we're know, like. Once you figure out the know piece, that pillar, that's one day. Literally one day. And most people still, they'll let it bounce around their heads. They'll never put it on paper. They never know exactly what it is they would communicate to an ad agency or in their own social media planning. But that literally is one day, that pillar. The second pillar, the like pillar, that's ongoing. Every day here at Team Johnson, we're saying, how can we improve our opt-in pages? What else is our customer struggling with that we can solve for that problem for them for free? Let's create meal plans for them. We've found out that people were struggling trying to learn how to be better cooks. So Brett and Ashley and Aaron created a cooking tutorial. It's called the Cooking Collective. We give that away for free. It's like 10 amazing videos that teach people how to cook healthy. So every day we're like, okay, and now once we've created it, how can we improve the number of people when they land on that page who give us their email address? Oh, it's 12%. How do we get to 13%? How do we get to 14%? What if we change the heading? What if we change the color of the page? What if we change the photo? We spend 80% of our time on that second pillar, which is the like. So if you're not spending the majority of your time figuring out how to write better email copy, how to attract customers and then serve them with opt-ins, with things that are free, which we call freemiums, then it's no wonder social media is stressing you the F out and you can't sell because you're probably trying to sell in social media. So that third pillar is trust. And as Brett alluded to, trust is built
by showing up.
Over time.
Over time. Consistently showing up, whether it's in social media or once you have their email address, not just holding on to it to a sale, but you're constantly giving them free information, whether it's tips or whatever your business is. You're giving them free content.
Yeah, you have to show up every day. You have to show up on multiple platforms. And I know you're thinking, oh, that's so much work. It isn't if you know how to create systems and that you need to invest in help. You know, your dream is limited by the size of your team. So if your dream is big, but there's just one person on your team, there's your ceiling right there. You really do have to think about, like, how can I leverage systems and what is it going to take for me to invest in someone to help me, the right coach, the right program, the right person. And then the last step is buy, right? And so it's know, like, trust, buy. Pop quiz, everybody. What's the most important pillar?
Number 2.
Don't tell him. Did you hear him? Yeah. It's building that like. It's really like service. Gary Vee calls it the jab, 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 cross.
Hook.
Oh, hook. Yeah, jab, 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 hook. Is that what it is? Which is kind of the same thing. All those jabs, what those are, that's the same thing as like. The hook is the buy, right? So when it comes to buying, there's a formula that is absolutely the same no matter what you do, no matter what it is. If you follow the formula, then that allows you to do is to serve versus selling. No one loves selling. And certainly no one wants to be sold to. That's why we're so hyper vigilant when we think someone's trying to sell us. Like when you get that phone call and you don't recognize the voice. Has everybody had this phone call? We're like, hello, is this Shailene Johnson? And I'm always like, that's my mom. What can I tell her? And they're like, oh, well, how are you tonight, ma'am? Your radar, your meter is going off because someone's about to sell you. And what's the difference between serving and selling? I'll tell you what the difference is. When you believe in something so much that you would almost pay for it for other people because it's going to make their lives better, that's how you serve. When you believe in something so passionately that you would do it for free, that if you were a billionaire, you would give it to everyone. And that's why you're so passionate about it. That's being of service. Selling is when we're really uncomfortable and awkward and we feel nervous about it and we feel like, oh gosh, this is going to be a hard decision for people. And I don't know if I feel terribly comfortable talking about it. That's selling. And nobody likes to sell. But when you follow the formula, and it's just a very simple 11-step formula. Some of you probably watched the overview that I did in a masterclass earlier this week where I broke that down for you. But that's the same formula that we use in our emails, right, Marilyn? That's the same formula that we use on our sales pages. It's the exact same formula that we use in our videos, infomercials, book promotion, everything. It's helping people to make an informed decision. You know who does a really good job of this? If you're not sure what I'm talking about, watch QVC. They're so good at it. Like, I don't know if you guys watch, or the Home Shopping Network. They are so good at it. You don't even know you're being sold. You'll tune in and you're like, that is so dumb. I don't need that. But I'm going to watch this because it's so cheesy. And then you're like, I need that. I need those hooks. I had no idea I could hang my Christmas lights that easily. And the next thing you know, you're buying it because you realize like it could really actually help you. And the one beautiful thing that programs like that do is they do the anti-sell, which means you're explaining to people who it's not for and what it won't do. Because you're helping people really to make a very informed decision. Here's the other best part about learning this formula, and it's something we teach our students to do, because nobody, my students, again, they don't love selling. Some people's students love selling. I love Grant Cardone. I've learned to love Grant Cardone. That man loves to sell, and he loves to teach people to sell. When I appreciate that and I respect that, but I want to teach people how to serve. And one of the easiest ways to do that is for you not to sell. Yeah. Let your customers, let their stories, let their experiences help others to decide if it's right for them. Do we have some?
Yeah, so it's like when you're the coach.
Yeah. And
you have your team out there, right?
Yeah.
And they succeed, and you're like so happy for them, and you just, it's the coachable player. It's the person that gets everything done, does everything right, exactly right, and you just ask them for a testimonial. You ask them for like, hey, can you share this? And it's
so you're spotlighting them.
Yeah, and you're so much more powerful coming from somebody else.
Yeah, that's one of our favorite things to do. Is we love giving the people who've gone through our programs opportunities. We want to help grow their careers. We want to go speak at their events. We want to tell their stories, because when one of our students tells their story, it's going to inspire someone who's like, wow, that's so much like what I'm doing right now. I could see myself in that person, and that's how you become of service. So in fact, we're going to share some of those stories right now with you. When you come back, we're going to give you some we're going to give away to those people who have tagged 3 people. We're going to give away a couple more sets of books and the 90-day push journal that we're going to give you one of those sets, a couple of those sets away. So while you watch this, don't forget to tag your 3 people.
Market Impact Academy literally has changed my life.
We're making multiple 6-figure incomes in just a 12-month period.
So I've added some big numbers here, about $4 million.
For me to be able to launch a fitness app to the iTunes and Google Play Store and have a #1 top-ranked app in the health and fitness category, and it was only through the efforts of Marketing Impact Academy that I was able to accomplish this. Everything that I've learned from Marketing Impact Academy has really helped me create a full-fledged business.
Marketing Impact Academy changed my team. It really did propel them forward.
I was able to grow my own Facebook page from 0 to 5,000 followers, and I was able to build my email list from 0 to 1,000 within just a couple of months.
By implementing the things that I learned through Marketing Impact Academy, I took what we already had and what was already successful and made it even more so. I brought it into this century.
Marketing Impact gave me exactly what I needed. I needed steps and I needed systems in place. She gives you each the steps, gives you the videos, gives you the PDF that if you implement, you will get results from. I highly recommend Marketing Impact Academy.
Once you have the foundation and the process, you can apply it to any business. It doesn't matter if you're brick and mortar or if you're online or if you're a combination of both, it will work.
Following what she provides in the training, and that is in turn what grew my business the 2 to 3 times and allowed me to have more time. It was insane to see the growth, and just the system of how she broke it down to be able to create that capture was so simple for me to be able to do and get right up, done right away and get going.
Marketing Impact Academy taught me how to brand myself. Everything that I've learned from Marketing Impact Academy has really helped me create a full
full-fledged business where we're making multiple six-figure incomes in just a 12-month period.
So I was in my health and fitness business for 4 years. So when I started Market Impact, that year I added as many people as in the 4 years. Market Impact gave me the freedom and more income, and I started to connect with the people that I needed to connect with.
I had followed Shalene for so long. I realized that I could have more of her insight and her systems and the things that she had already been through, and she was willing and passionate about teaching it. The fact that if we applied these steps, we'll make it back easily as long as we take action on what we learn.
Residual income is happening. I was able to follow everything step by step, go back and rewatch anything that I needed to do. Our business has grown, and it has also created peace in our house.
Following.
Pretty cool, right? So I think that's a great way for you to see, like, for example, the woman who said she had increased her sales $4 million, and you might be like, gosh, I'd just like to make an extra $40 a week. That's a great place to start. It's not necessarily about building a business. I don't know that I believe everyone is cut out to be a business leader or an entrepreneur, but I know everyone has a responsibility to take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to you today to create additional income. You know, whether that is in a network marketing organization or, you know, running your own insurance agency, whatever that is, there's opportunities for you if you're willing to follow the formula. And, you know, when it comes to social media, that is a part of it. It definitely is. But I think most people, what they don't realize is if you're just focused on likes and growing your social media, and you're sending people to where? To what? To one thing? And then what? Now you have to go and search for another client? No, you want to create a journey, and that is why I created the Marketing Impact Academy, because we just realized, gosh, there's got to be a plan here. There's got to be a blueprint that once I learn all these things, I can share with people all these steps. Because many of you have taken courses and seminars, and it's the right information, but in the wrong order. And that's why I created the Marketing Impact Academy, so that people didn't waste time doing things out of order. It doesn't make sense to go to 12th grade and then back to 4th grade, and you skipped 9th grade and went to 11th grade, and then now you're going back to 3rd grade. If you do things in the right order, you build on that success, and then you don't feel so overwhelmed. And I also created it because I know you need accountability. You need someone to say, listen, I know it's exciting because you see everyone's talking about TikTok or podcasting or whatever, but not until you build those 2 first pillars. Then and only then. Otherwise, you're going to end up right where you are. And today is the opening of the Marketing Impact Academy. Normally, you can't just join the Marketing Impact Academy because we like our students all to start at the same time and get that momentum, and it's very exciting for students to go through this together as a group. And today is the very first day for many of you that you're, not the very first day, but for some of you, this may be the first time after being on our wait list for a long time that you have the opportunity to join.
Can we give these gifts away?
Sure.
They're on my lap.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jason, I'm going to say Bunzenbark.
Buzenbark? Yeah.
Buzenbark. Let's go.
Buzenbark?
Jason, book. 131 book, signed. Yes. And CJ Amanda, the 90-day push journal set.
Yay! Awesome. Very cool, very cool. Guys, any questions that we need to get to real quick? Shout those out for us.
We had one I read. A gal asked if she is starting or she has a business and she wants her husband to get involved, right? But he doesn't have any knowledge in that business or in that industry. How can she get him incorporated? And I'd like to answer that question, because at the beginning I had no clue, because our first business was around fitness and more importantly about creating a class, like a fitness class.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about that.
And then women's apparel.
I didn't know anything about that. But I found my groove inside the business and we both noticed that my strength was more organizational and numbers and figuring out the bottom line. And so, that's, you figure out what your spouse's strengths are.
Instead of trying to turn them into you. I think so many couples, your communication is passive aggressive. Like you want your spouse to be able to do all the things that you do, and then you're resentful of the fact that they can't do all the things that you do. But meanwhile, you can't do the things that they can do. And you're ignoring that they have these incredible skills that would only benefit your endeavors. And maybe it doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing business together, but you're in life together. So you should support and lean on each other instead of trying to turn your partner into you. That's not fun for either of you. It's celebrating what you each bring to the table. And again, we spent a boatload of money trying to figure this stuff out. I always would talk you into like, okay, I know I said this, but now I've got to go back and I need to understand how to create an email list and build that email list.
Yeah, it was first it was a $17,000 course, and then it was a $10,000 how to write a book course, and then it was another $10,000 speaker course, and then it was this $50,000 mastermind, and then there was these like dozen of $2,000 courses. Yeah. So another $24,000 that like it was a course that led to another course that led to another course that led to another course. And when it's all said and done, it's over $100,000.
But you don't have to do that. The reason why we created this course is so that you had a place to go where you had lifetime access, not a course, but an academy. So that when you need to learn the next new thing, you don't have to go back and figure out what course to take next. It's inside your academy, just like a lifetime library. But the content is always updated. And we want to make that opportunity so affordable to you. It is why we offer a payment plan. You can literally get started inside the Marketing Impact Academy today for your first payment of $357. 6 payments in total, and it allows you to start today, where you can start taking in those quick cash bonuses, where we actually teach you how to do these things, not just what to do, but like how do you do this? How do you set them up? And when I say how, you're talking to the girl who has zero tech savviness. So I created the course for someone like me, where I need to see, okay, go slow, give me the screen flow so I can figure out how to, don't just tell me to go to that website. I'd like a screen flow. I need you to help me pick what are my choices and how do I do this and what should the colors be and how do I select a domain name, like all of those pieces. And we really wanted to make it affordable for you. So that was one of the first things we did, was give people the option to make payments.
But if you want to save money, which is some of the things that I teach,
yes.
If you want to save money, our one payment for $19.97 has a little extra bonus.
Well, they save money with that.
They save money, save $145 by paying it all up front. Plus, we're going to give you another academy called How to Hire.
Right. This How to Hire is a bonus for those of you who say like, okay, I want to save the money and I'd rather just do the one payment and be done with it for lifetime. For those of you who do take action and take advantage of that one single payment, what we're going to give to you is our How to Hire Quick course. Now this is a course. It's a course designed for you to learn who you need to hire first, your very first part-time, temporary person. We're going to teach you how it is we found out, like, okay, who's the very first person we need to hire? And we're broke. We are so far in debt. We can't afford to do this. But here's what it did. By hiring someone for under $5 an hour in the right process, so that we'll teach you how to know what you outsource, the things that you shouldn't be doing. Because if your time is worth more than $4 or $5 an hour, you shouldn't be doing it. And there are incredible people in other countries where the standard of living is much lower, that are so qualified and so good and so loyal. Like March has been a part of our team. Paul, I mean, these are some of our virtual staff members who, many of whom live in the Philippines. This How to Hire course will teach you everything you need to know, not only just to hire people, but like how to find them, how to write the job postings, how to screen them, how to interview them, how to give them a temporary assignment to see if that's the right fit for your team. And then who to hire second, who to hire third, who to hire fourth, because you need to grow your team one part-time person at a time. And it's also that how to hire will also have a live webinar component where you are going to jump on and kind of answer some questions and go over some tips. So it's both the course plus a live webinar. Now you said you made an announcement that anyone who does the one pay, you had a special.
I do.
Bonus.
I have a special bonus.
This one's time sensitive.
So this one's going to be very quick. So the next 11 people, 11, because that's our number, right? So the next 11 people that sign up for the one pay option are going to do a personal Zoom call with me, all about finance.
Yes.
All about finance. So
that's pretty cool.
So the first
11 people?
First 11 people. So we're going to have to make sure that Lauren writes those names down.
We will be reaching out to you. You will be notified if you're one of those 11 people, but it's the first 11 people who sign up in the next couple of minutes.
You will be notified by our lovely customer service manager, Allison Call.
Yes. What is it?
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I think this question is really
question coming in.
Time about a husband and wife doing this course together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
So for husbands and wives, there's nothing we would be happier than to have couples do this together. You only obviously have to buy one access point because you'll share that between the two of you. And we think that it's so powerful. Even if only one of you has an idea for a business, I'm telling you, this will help you come together on the same page and understand that each of you have skills and you shouldn't be trying to do each other's work. It's a way to leverage the fact that opposites often attract. So what is it? What is the Marketing Impact Academy? It is an online virtual course. You log in. Once you register, you'll sign up with your best email address. I will immediately send to you your password and login, and you'll log into your phone. And you'll literally go through your lessons at your convenience on your phone. They're video, they're audio, they're also in text form. So that if you're like, you know what, I actually just want to sit at my desk while I'm at work and read this stuff, you can do that. Whatever form of learning works best for you, we accommodate that. And I've designed this not like a course where you have to get through 12 weeks or whatever. We've designed it so that you get in, you get a couple lessons, you're like, I get it, and you get out and make money. And when do you go back in? When you're ready to, when you need to. I mean, we have a lot of people who have just gone through the very first couple of lessons in the quick cash bonus, and they start making money. A great example is jewelry. Thank you. Who is it? Jake Bedard. Oh, this is an awesome story. He's like, is it bad that I've only gone through like the quick course and the bonus cash pieces? And I'm like, no, because he was making $100,000 as a college student because he figured out how to, from watching those lessons, how to import jewelry from Alibaba and run Facebook ads and basically just he wasn't even shipping them. He just was coordinating all of it. And so my point is, it's meant to serve you for whatever it is you need to learn right now. And some of you, the first thing you need to figure out is what the heck you're going to sell. Like, what is it you're going to offer? Who is it you're trying to attract? So we start all the way at the beginning, but the content is there to serve you for the full lifetime of your business endeavors. So if you're like 2 years from now, you're like, you know what? We should start a podcast. I'll say, don't buy another course. It's inside the academy for you. You're like, you know what? We should figure out how to sell stuff on Pinterest. Don't buy a course. It's inside the Marketing Impact Academy. You go through it at your leisure, on your phone. There's no rush. You're gonna get super excited about it. This is what happens. You know this is true. You buy courses and seminars and YouTube videos and you get super excited about them and then you lose interest. Am I right?
Oh yeah. Big time.
Yeah. You know why? Because no one's insisting that you finish. Well, I'm gonna keep you accountable. I'm gonna insist that you get a return on your investment, which is why when you sign up, I want you to check that little box that you're going to allow me to text you and remind you to get back in there, because I'm telling you, even just doing one lesson for so many people, that is the information that is their money-making idea. You just didn't know how to do it. You didn't have that idea. You didn't know where to start. And we're going to teach you all of those things. So you go through it online, you can download the lessons, but here's the beautiful part. As you're going through, I'll show you this.
What about this playbook thing?
That's what I'm going to show them. So this is another problem I had to solve for myself, and I knew that you needed this too. When I would go through these seminars and courses, I was like, okay, so now I got to go back and learn something else. And now where am I? I was always like lost. I'm like, where are we in this journey? We literally created the playbook. Our students now have this to keep them on course. Like, yeah, you're not doing this stuff back here. No, sirree. No, you're not doing this until you've done the things in the beginning. You've built those first 3 pillars.
I mean, just look how big the social media part. Like, I mean, this is everything. You got every platform in there, right?
Yeah. We've got Pinterest and Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. And here's something that you will be shocked to find out is when you buy most people's online courses that teach you how to use a singular platform, by the time you're in it, it's outdated. It's not just Brett and I, it's experts that we hire, and we cultivate the best talent, people who know how to teach, and they're exciting and engaging, and they're the experts at their platform, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or branding or Pinterest, or podcasting, we bring the experts to you, the experts who live on that platform, that's all they know. And so it's literally like having a team of experts at your fingertips. But this is what keeps, not only does it keep you accountable, you always go back and refer to it. Like, I can't tell you how many times when we're writing email copy or designing an ad for Instagram, we just go back to our branding section and we look at the problem. We look at what we've said about our lifer and what words she responds to and what it is she's looking for and what language we want to use. And to have that all in one place is invaluable. It's literally like each one of these sections is like its own individual. So I'm going to have you add this up for me, okay? So a course on branding would at least cost
a couple $1,000s.
Yep. How to launch and develop a product.
Another couple thousand. All of these.
How to create a freemium.
Freemium might be 1,000
or 500.
Yep.
I mean, you can find a low cost course.
Yep.
Sure.
Email maybe 500 too.
Like an email marketing course. Everything you need to know about how to be confident on camera, how to set up your cameras, what lights to use, how to edit things, how to repurpose content, how to take a Facebook video and turn it into a podcast, how to strip the audio and then get a transcript created from that audio and then use that transcript to create hundreds of tweets and then use that transcript to create hundreds of little text cards. Not you, but your virtual assistant. Yeah, like you just go and record one well, how awesome would it be if you recorded one Facebook video and then boom, you upload it to Dropbox and your team took over. Somebody stripped the audio and turned it into a podcast. Another person took your transcript and developed tweets and comments and text cards and uploaded that and scheduled it to Instagram. And another person used that content and cut up into small videos that could be loaded later onto your Instagram stories or your Facebook page or your Twitter. Like, that's what we're talking about. It's like learning how to systematize this stuff so you actually have a lifestyle. And all of that.
Plus all the platforms.
And every single social media platform, which we're obsessed with.
Yeah.
So in order to start in the Marketing Impact Academy, you want to take advantage of this ASAP, immediately, because as I said, registration's open. We have people who are excited about this, who've been waiting on our wait list for forever, and they've already jumped in. In fact, we're going to read off some of those people who've just joined us or just jumped in right now. But in the meantime, I want you to know it's your first payment. I know he loves those of you who are like, no, I'm all in. I want to make a single payment of $19.97. But if that is just not even an option for you, your first payment of $357, and you're in it tonight. You get in it tonight and you have lifetime access, because life is going to get in the way and you don't need to know everything in the beginning. It's just going to overwhelm you if you try to do that. You get in, you get out, you start making money. That builds confidence. You get excited. You meet like-minded people inside of our community. What are you waiting for? And by the way, you are only able to buy the Marketing Impact Academy playbook if you are one of our students. That's the only way you can purchase it. However, this is the first time we've ever done this. With this registration, we're giving it to you for free. So when you sign up today, we'll get your address and we will ship out this golden ticket, like this right here. Dude, like game change.
Next year at our live event, which is another one of our bonuses, next year at our live event, you know how many of these things are going to be at the event? You better put your name in it.
You keep this with you. You do not want to lose this. This is like everything. You're just going to keep referring back to it. Because you know what most people do? They write, when they take courses in YouTube, they write them down in little notebooks, then they can't figure out what notebook it was in and what order they're doing things in. This is your playbook. So one payment of $357. Your first bonus is you get your playbook for free when you sign up today. For those of you who make a single one-time payment of $19.97, you'll get an additional course of how to hire, plus a consultation with Brett, a Zoom call, private Zoom call for 11 people.
First 11 people.
It's pretty exciting. And in addition to that, because I know what you feel right now, because I felt that when we were broke. And I was like, how can we afford to do this? How can I even, we don't have a choice. Because I've been trying to figure this stuff out and all I'm doing is working harder and working more. We really don't have a choice but to invest in the right experts. But I had, all those feelings, the nervousness and the anxiety and the stomach ache and the sweaty palms. But that's called faith. And I mean faith in yourself. And that's one thing I need to say to you. If you don't think that you can do this, you're probably right. But if you know you can follow steps, if you know that you've got the motivation, you just need someone to show you how, then this is for you. And if you have faith in yourself, then what are you waiting for? You can start today with that first payment. You can use PayPal or your credit card. All that you need to do is close out the window that you're watching us on this video, and the button says Get Started. Click the Get Started button, is that correct? Yep. You'll get started today. That's the button you click. You'll give us your email address. You'll make sure you give me your cell phone so I can text you to make sure you get through this. It's not so I can spam you. We're not going to become texting buddies. I'm not going to send you a text at 1 a.m., but I'm going to remind you that you made an investment. And I'm going to remind you how important it is that you follow through. And when you do that, you'll be immediately invited to our private Facebook group. Now, this is an invaluable bonus. And that is yours for free. A lot of people right now are charging crazy amounts of money to be in their private Facebook groups. Crazy amounts.
Not us. Free.
And you'll be with people who are like-minded, maybe in other industries, give you great ideas. It's not just us, it's being a part of a community, like your synapses, your ideas. It is so powerful. We can't even tell you how powerful that is. It's equally as powerful as coming to one of our live events. Why don't you tell them about our live events, how crazy they are?
Our live events are crazy. How many years is it? It's that they get inside the academy. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Here are some of the names that will be inside.
Well, what do you need to tell them? What are those years we're going to give you as a bonus? The recorded footage from all those previous years. So tonight, like right now, when you sign up, we won't feel like you've missed any of those previous years. And we've had some incredible experts who are on our stage teaching their ninja tricks, like how to get ahead, not try to catch up. Tell them some.
I wrote down the names because there's so many.
Okay.
And I didn't want to miss anybody out, right? Leave anybody out. So Pat Flynn.
Yep, love Pat
Bo
Flynn.
Eason. Sean Cannell.
Yep.
Brendan Bouchard.
Yep.
Lewis Howes. Rachel Miller.
Yep.
Brock Johnson.
Yep.
Nicole Walters. Kim Garst. Jeff Walker.
Yep.
Natalie Jill.
Yep.
Ezra Firestone. Bob Heelig. James Wedmore. Michael Hyatt.
Yeah, those are just some of them. I mean, we bring incredible guests to our stage with the criteria that they need to be willing to share their answers and to teach them. And you haven't missed any of that because you'll have access to it like literally tonight. Our live events are legendary, and truly you're going to see all the content, but nothing replaces being there in person. We have a lot of fun. It's so fun because I remember being nervous and thinking do I have to wear a navy blue dress to go to one of these seminars? I was literally so nervous about my outfit. I didn't know what to wear. I was like, are these all going to be people with business cards? So that's not how our events are. They're fun. You're going to stand up and dance just to stretch it out. You're going to meet other people. It's super low key. It's like a party, but you're also going to do work. And it's why our events are always filled to capacity, and the seats sell for $2,000 a piece. Some of you maybe have been to one of you're not a student of ours, you've not been in one of our academies, but you've paid for a ticket to come to the Marketing Impact live event. So you know that's a $2,000 ticket. And we're going to give you, when you sign up today, 2 tickets. So that's a $4,000 bonus. And if you can't come for any reason, you can transfer that to someone else. And as Brett said, we're going to give you that recording footage from the last 5 years. So that's $10,000. 6 years?
I can't. 6 years.
Yeah, that's 6 years. You'll get 6 years of recordings because you'll get the 2020 recording for signing up today, and you'll get 2 tickets to the 2020 event. So that's a total of $14,000 in bonuses in addition to the other bonuses, including your playbook, including becoming a part of our private Facebook group. And all of that, we want to make it a decision that's easier for you to make because we know what it feels like. And I just want to say this, because people always say, oh, I'd love to, Shalene. I would love to, but my business isn't making any money. So, and I'm like, who do you think joins the Marketing Impact Academy? People whose businesses are killing it? That's why I created this. You don't need to talk to me about not making any money. That's where we were. That's why I created this program. The only thing you have to wonder about is if you're going to do the work, because the program works. And if it doesn't, we will give you, you're going to remove the risk for you. We will give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. You've got 30 days. You go through your playbook. You do the work. All you have to do is show us that you've done a little bit of your homework. And if for some reason you're like, yeah, I'm doing this stuff and it's not working for me, then fine. You can return it and we will give you your money back. So now you know, like if you're wondering if this is going to work for your business, you don't have to wonder, because if it doesn't, we will return your money.
That's crazy.
I want to get to some of these people who've made this decision to do this today.
I'm going to do the first one. Amy
Okay.
Wilson.
Then,
Hannah Misler.
where are you? Hang on. Tabita Kublak. I want to congratulate you for
Kubiak.
Oh, yeah. Tabita Kubiak, congratulations for becoming a part of the Marketing Impact Academy. Felix Barbender.
You went that Miss Tejada, Jessina Tejada.
Yes. Vicky Durbeck.
Mm-hmm. Jessica Pennington.
Carl.
Cisneros.
Maybe I do need bigger fonts.
Cisneros.
Okay.
Sunshine Kelly.
Ooh, Sunshine Kelly.
That's fun
Gosh.
to say.
Yes, it is. Hannah Misler.
We said her.
Oh, Jake Krakowski.
Lisa Drasinski.
There you go, Brett.
That was good.
Amber DeLoof, congratulations. We are so excited about all of you who are joining right now and taking advantage of these bonuses. Yes?
Victoria Flynn.
Good job, Victoria.
Maddie,
so proud of you.
Maddie Sokol.
J.R. Maddox. Yes.
Danny Felchel,
maybe?
Felchel,
Yes.
Felchel, all right.
Yes.
We're not professional name.
Caller offers.
No, that's, geez, look at all that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Miguel, we better go faster. And by the way, we're going to get to your questions, because I know some of you are like, yeah, I'm thinking about this. I just need to know, fill in the blank. Guys, we need those questions from you. So I'm going to read a few more names and welcome some of our students. And by the way, to my new students, I am so freaking proud of you. What I want you to do is I want to give you a shout out on my Instagram. So you'll reach over 500,000 followers. I think I'm almost at 600,000. But here, I need to see your face. And you just say, I did it, all right? Because those are the ones that people don't want to see, like a screenshot of your computer. That's not exciting. They want to know who you are and what problem do you, so they want to connect with your face. So say, I did it, all right? And I'll share those with you. So I've got Miguel Conclaves.
Heminair.
Kelly Hackett.
Sofan Strout.
John Gruber.
Jen Suckin.
Cassie Sagwing.
Sure. Stuart Weinstock. That sounds like maybe one of the shoes that you should be buying.
Bob Johnson.
Yeah.
You know, where's Bob Johnson on this list?
Susie Smith.
Yeah. Stuart Weinstock? Yeah, that does sound like a shoe. All right, guys. And then we have the names. I can't read those. Can you read that?
Yeah.
I have some questions for you.
Okay, gotcha. Questions. Thank you.
Casey wants to know that should she be using different social media platforms to engage different target markets? And her 3 markets are educators and teachers, parents and students, high school and university. And she said, thank you. That's very nice.
Oh, I'm going to take this next one. And this is for everybody. Because if you're thinking to yourself, hire someone extra, even part-time, no way. Can't afford to do that. I'm broke. Okay, so Christy asked this question. Christy Clover. She said, how do you suggest I can make a little extra money so that I have a little extra income so I can hire someone to start to build my part-time team? Okay, so you're gonna have to do the math for me.
Okay.
Okay, so what?
Should we answer Casey's question before we go to Christy's question first?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I don't know.
We read both of them.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So in terms of the social media platforms targeting on different markets.
Okay.
Well, I think you need to figure out, I think you have a lot of different markets there. You have educators and teachers, and you have parents, and you have students. So who is the person that's going to buy your product? That's what you have to figure out first. Is your market parents? Is your market teachers? Or is your market students? Probably not students, high school students, because they're going to still have to go to their parents to purchase. So figure out first who that market is, who that person is that you're going to be targeting, and then that should eliminate a couple of different social media platforms.
Niche it down. And people are so reluctant to do this, which is why the playbook is so useful, because it forces you to make those decisions and go, yeah, okay, here it is when you ask it that way, and I put it in black and white in paper in my own handwriting. Now it's very clear who it is I need to market to. To answer the question for Christy, who's trying to, how do I make a little bit of extra income so I have some leeway to hire someone? So Brett, if I hire someone 10 hours a week at $4 an hour, how much is that?
40.
Times 2 weeks?
That would be 80.
That's $80. So if you wanted to give someone a 2-week trial, right? So that's 10 hours a week, that's 20 hours total. What could someone else accomplish in 20 hours for you for just $80? A lot. But how do you make that $80? I guarantee you have something that you could sell online. I guarantee that there's a product or a service where you don't need to develop another business around it, but simply by recommending it, you can make additional income. One of our students, I love this story, this month alone, just by using social media to promote and talk about the products and services that we offer at Team Johnson, she made over $50,000 this month alone. This month alone, just recommending things that we create, and just using her social media to say, guys, this is how it's helped me. Look at this, I love this. So it's not, and I know that's like a big example, but even by simply doing a review, another one of our students created a YouTube video showing people how to set up a domain in less than an hour. Actually, the video was 15 minutes. And before he published that YouTube video, he signed up to become an affiliate. And in the video, he said, by the way, if you want the link to use for Bluehost, just click the link below. That is my affiliate link, but I'm going to show you how to set this up. And in doing that, in his first month, earned over $5,000 from affiliate payments from people who are watching the video going, cool, I'll use this because I'm watching this video on how to set up a domain. It just is that simple. It's about being creative. And here's the deal. If you're not willing to do those extra things, I guarantee you this, your time is worth more. Your time is worth more than a lot of the things that you're spending time on. And I came from the old school entrepreneurial way of thinking where you thought that you were saving money by figuring it out yourself. You're wrong. You're losing your life by trying to figure this stuff out yourself. You need help. You need someone who's going to do this for you at far less time. They're going to be more focused. They have an objective. They know what they're doing. And that allows you to do the thing that only you can do, which is show up. right? Like that's what makes you unique is you, and you can't outsource you. Were there more names you wanted us to get back to there?
Yeah, so Jenny.
She has one more question.
Okay.
So Jenny has her daughter's story. She wants to get it out there. She was in a horse riding accident 3 years ago, and the doctors gave up on her. They never gave up. They found help, and they want more people to hear her journey. What's your suggestion?
Yes. So this is Jenny. Is that who asked the question? So Jenny, who has a wonderful story of her daughter's recovery after sounds like a pretty horrible accident, horseback riding, and the recovery that they've been able to see happen in front of them with their daughter. How do I share that story? You share that story by sharing that story. You just simply start sharing it. But the question you need to answer is, who do you want to help? Who specifically? And how can you monetize this? And that's a process that you need to develop through the questionnaires, by going through this process, by figuring out what is your expertise, by really understanding and answering on paper. It's like I'm sitting down across from you. You'll listen to those lessons with your earbuds in, and it'll help to give you the clarity you need to understand, who is it I want to help? How do I want to help them? Where do I want to do this? Do I want to speak on stages? Do I want to do a podcast? Do I want to do a course? And I can't answer that question for you, but you can. And you'll be forced to when you use your playbook. That's why I love this, because it forces you to answer it, not rhetorically in your head. Because a lot of times you'll listen to my podcast or YouTube's or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, that's an idea, but you don't write it down because you're not forced to. This literally is your accountability.
A couple more names that just signed up: Dana Powell and Lori and Amanda Lucky. They got lucky. Melissa Gallagher.
Melissa Gallagher. Congratulations, you guys. Thank you so much. Congratulations to our new students, Megan Cullens, Kara Howell,
Susan Ashworth, Laura McGrady, Rachel Weaver, and Heather Herndon.
Wow.
They heard us. We wanted easier names. Boom.
Thank
they
you.
came. See what happens.
That's exciting. So my question is, what are you waiting for? I know that it can feel scary because you feel like there's this unknown, which is why we want to lift some of that fear from you. That's why we decided to give you a 30-day money-back guarantee, so that you can start literally tonight. I mean, honestly, you'll start going through it tonight, and if you really just sit down with a pen and a piece of paper, because obviously you won't have your playbook yet. Well, you got to give us a little bit of time to get your addresses and ship this out to you. But everything that's in this playbook, you could download it right now inside your academy, and you can start, because you will need to fill out the questionnaires. You will need to answer the questions as you go through each lesson. But literally, you'll know tonight if this is for you or not, and you'll be blown away. Here's another promise that my husband's let me make for the last 5 years. If you have a master's degree in business and you join the Marketing Impact Academy, and you don't agree with me that this is 10 times more valuable than your degree, I will reimburse you. We will reimburse you. Or is it me?
It will come out of your side.
Okay, I will reimburse you your full college tuition. Because I know it doesn't hold a candle. It doesn't hold a candle to this stuff. This is like a PhD in business, but not all at once, when you're ready for it.
Yeah, the reason why I let you say that
is
because we have experience with it. Our son went to a prestigious college, top 5 business school in the country. He went for 1 semester and decided that school wasn't for him. But he took like 7 or 8 classes, a lot of them in the business school, and said, I'm going to move and go to a different school. So we made him go through the Marketing Impact Academy. He went to school inside the Marketing Impact Academy, and he was like, this is crazy. He goes, they're not teaching any of this stuff, and this is the stuff that you need to actually build your business. What we're learning in school isn't going to help us. We're still going to need to go buy the course. So you're going to go spend $100,000 on a business, or $200,000 or whatever it is to get your MBA. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
I can never be in that school. Your MBA, and you're going to be in debt, and then you're going to still have to come out and buy the Marketing Impact Academy because you're not going to know what to do.
I'll never forget the year that we had someone sign up who said, okay, I have an MBA from Ohio State, and I bleed red. And I guarantee that there's, I'm sure it's great, but I really doubt that it's going to beat my master's degree. That was Adam Carr. Mm-hmm. And he created a video for us. He said, okay, You're absolutely right. I still love Ohio State, but there's no comparison, the master's degree that I got in business versus what I've learned inside the Marketing Impact Academy. Pretty powerful stuff. That example, we have so many college students, when people say, you know, I'm really busy, I don't have the time to do this. If you have a couple of hours and you follow through, you don't have to devote a ton of time to this. You know, our son at the time, when we forced him we told him it was his job. You need to go, if you're not going to be in school, then you're going to be in our school. You're going to go through the Marketing Impact Academy. In the first 6 months, he made $30,000 on his own, and we were like, sweet. That's $30,000 we don't have to give him. And this is last year, Brett.
Because he went through it and applied it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Is you get started now. You get your access, you get in there, you start going through the playbook, you start filling out the forms, and as long as you do that and follow the path, it's going to work.
Yeah.
And something's going to happen. The best part that you said, the best part, is that you can get in, right? You can get in, get your information that you need, go do it, go implement it, and then come back.
Right.
It's
because most courses don't work that way, because they're courses. This isn't a course. This is get into the couple lessons that you need. Maybe you're like, you know what? I've got a network marketing business. I love the MLM that I represent. I love the products. I know the problem I solve. I've got an email list. What I don't have is a social media following. Fine. Then that's where you'll start. It's really custom built no matter where you're at, whether you're taking it from an idea you're kind of fuzzy on, or a business that's struggling. No matter where you're at, it's all of the pieces are there. You have to decide, customize, like how much you want to get in, and then come back out and go in whenever you want and come back out, because the content is not going away. It is there for you, lifetime access.
And the other great thing is the Facebook group, because where else, even if you go to school or where else do you have like 4,000, 5,000 like-minded people in a group that you can go bounce ideas off of, you know.
Killer.
It's insane.
Yeah. I want to welcome Michelle Nure, Kathy Cardozo, Erica Heavens, Veronica Verhagen,
Kathy Tank, Stephanie Riley, Natalie Wolf, Kaiten Zeal, Emily Evans, Maggie Kane, Alexandra Grist, Lisa Horvath, Stacy Lowen, maybe, Samantha Mansfield, Mary Black,
Adad Arvizo.
Arvizo.
Wow, there's so many names coming in, you guys. So I don't know how much time we have left for registration to be open. If I haven't said this already, once registration closes, if you do miss this opportunity, when we open up registration again, I need to say this, the same bonuses are not available, because I've seen people comment like, oh, wait a second, I joined Marketing Impact 2 years ago and I didn't get the playbook for free. The bonuses always change. So the only time that you have the ability to take advantage of the bonuses we offer tonight is tonight. You really need to make this decision. If it's not the right decision, then you've got 30 days to figure that out. But the bonuses include the footage, the recorded footage, 3 days worth of footage, 6 years. So you'll get 2014 actually. Oh my gosh, more than 6 years. 2014.
It's six.
Yeah, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and then you'll get this year's 2020. You get 2 free tickets. That's a $4,000 value. You get 2 free tickets to this year's event.
You get the playbook.
Playbook is yours. You don't have to pay for it, which you can't pay for this anyways unless you're a student. But you won't even have to.
And if you do the 1 pay, you automatically save the $145 for not doing the 6 pay. You also will get the How to Hire course plus the live webinar with Shalene. It'll be 30 days after everything's due. So we want you to go in and learn and stuff. That value alone is $500.
Pretty cool. Yeah, let's do that. We've got a bunch of questions coming in, so here we're going to answer these. Keep letting us know if there's anything we haven't answered for you.
Any tips for handling unsupportive partners who support your business and dreams, but not the investment it takes to get there?
Yes. So someone said, how do I handle a partner who supports my dream, but doesn't necessarily understand the investment? Well, I hope that they were watching tonight. Because, it's difficult to say that you support something but not if things get tough, you know? And I think that's about communication and really helping your partner to understand the vision. I know for us that it was really difficult for Brett, and that's why all that anger and resentment was building up, is because I couldn't articulate what we were trying to do. And so I couldn't ask him to buy into something that was so unclear. You know, I couldn't show him what the return on the investment would be. And once we sat down and had that clarity, that's really when everything changed. Like there wasn't this anger and resentment and tension between the two of us. So I think it's to maybe invite him to watch the rebroadcast of this. And then I think it's really about sitting down and explaining what it means. And then lastly, to understand that if you don't get a return on the investment, this is what I would often say to Brett. I'm like, if I don't apply the stuff, if this doesn't benefit us, then I can return it. And that was one of the reasons why we offer a money back guarantee, is because one of the most expensive things I invested in, I had that same promise where they said, if it doesn't work for you, you have 30 days to get your money back. And I was like, okay, I need that. I need that. If in 30 days you can't make $357 back, then you're not watching the lessons.
Yeah, that's for sure. They're not applying the lessons for
yeah.
sure. Yep.
Shay said, I want to create a course. What's the best way to determine what content will be best for my audience? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Good. Don't create a course. Don't write a book. Don't create a product. Don't do anything until you're in the Marketing Impact Academy, or you will waste time and money, because you shouldn't be creating anything on your own. We will teach you how to co-create that with your audience. You need a focus group. You need people who are like, oh, I don't know about that name. Actually, I think that price is too low. I think it should be higher. You know what? That's too much content in your course. I would actually pay more for it if I could get through it quicker. And how do you get those kinds of answers? With a focus group. Where's your focus group? Inside the academy. It's your fellow students. And we're going to teach you how, even if you have a very, very small social media following, you can beta test this. Like one of our students, have we seen yet the video from Colleen Hammond? Okay, so you may have already saw the video earlier from Colleen Hammond, who is a personal stylist, who followed this process exactly. We give you the framework so you understand how to create a beta course, which means you're launching it at a lower price and using a small group of people, like a focus group, that are going to tell you if this is the right name, if this is the right price, and how the content's being delivered and how you can improve it. And guess what they become? They become your first affiliates. They become your testimonials, and we teach you how to do all of that. So what are you waiting for? What is going to be different about next year if you continue to try to figure this out yourself? How will you feel? I mean, because I want to be honest. All the information that you need to know is out there on the World Wide Web. You can Google it. But good luck figuring out what order to do it in, and who you can trust, and how much you can save. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that you can save, because most of these ideas, you don't need a website. You don't need to invest in technology. There are free resources available to you, but you need to know how to evaluate those, and we help you do that. Even for a free email service, like we help you to evaluate each of these things so you know what works for you. So you can try to figure it out yourself, and then you can kick yourself when 6 months from now you're in the same spot. You know, going open to our wait list, waiting for registration to open again. Or you can say, I'm doing this. I know how to follow instructions. I am betting on me, and I'm a safe bet, because I know this is a little scary. It is outside my comfort zone, and that's what's going to hold you accountable. You know what? If this was free, if we were just giving you this for free, what are the chances you'd actually do this stuff? Not very high. A small percentage of people do that.
If we gave it away for free, we wouldn't have the testimonials that we did.
You're right.
Because they wouldn't do it. Because
people don't
wouldn't
value
do it.
free.
No. But because they made that investment and they felt like, I can do this, and I'm going to be, I have the best thing that people come up to me at the live events is like, next year I'm going to be that testimonial. And then when they go out and do it, that's the amazing part.
It's amazing. You know, so we're going to get to some of your top questions, but before we do, I don't want you to wait around to see if your question gets answered and then have you go to sign up and only to find out that we are sold out. Because this happens every year. And then, I have someone reach out who's like, I know a friend of a friend of a friend who knows them. I'll send them a personal email. We just don't operate that way. So once it's closed, it's closed. There's nothing we can do about it. So I would say do not risk missing it this year. Close out the window. Click the Get Started button. You can use your PayPal or your credit card. You fill out that information, including your mailing address, because we want to ship you this, right? Also, don't forget to include your text message, your cell phone number, if you don't mind me making sure that you stay accountable. And once you do that, we will immediately, like tonight, right now, whatever time it is, wherever you're watching this, the moment you fill out that information, then we will send to you everything you need to log in and start. You literally, from your phone, from your laptop, you can pop in earbuds. You can do it while you're blow drying your hair, cleaning the house, driving to work, on the treadmill. You just start immediately. I mean, hours and hours of content, saving you hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of hundreds of hours, because it's in the right order, at the right time, with the accountability and the framework of the Entrepreneur's Playbook, taking you from idea all the way to the advanced stages of advertising and social media, building your social media platforms, writing your emails, creating your sales funnels, starting a podcast, starting a coaching business, starting an online course, creating better freemiums. It's all here in the right order at the right time. So close out that window. When you do that, you'll also see all of the bonuses that I've said you get tonight. Just take a screenshot of that so you can see that, so that you know you actually do have 30 days. And let's start. What are you waiting for, right? These people aren't waiting. I'm so excited about some of these names on this list that we're having a difficult time answering, or I should say pronouncing. We're going to get to some of those names, but just to answer a few questions for those of you who are going to take that chance and make sure that registration is still open. I'm going to answer these questions for you. Nikki Brooks says, I have my own t-shirt and custom gifts business. How do I take product and create engaging Instagram social media posts that will reach beyond those who follow us? Absolutely. So here's what's happening on Instagram and Facebook. You're only reaching the people that already follow you. So you're regurgitating the same information to the same people over and over and over again. We're going to teach you how to quickly grow a new audience. And a new audience means that you're reaching people who don't even know about you yet. How do you do that? We'll teach you how. Can I do that for you right now in the final moments we have left? No. But it's really our specialty. It's how we have been able to grow not just my account, but 10 other themed accounts to over 100,000, 300,000, almost 400,000 in those themed accounts. You don't even have to create the content, but we'll teach you how to create themed accounts that attract the kind of people who are looking for the kind of t-shirts and products that you create. Gary DeCaney says, I have a handyman service business now for 1 year, and I'm looking for ways to generate more contacts and increase my exposure online and off. And obviously, Gary, you need people who are in your vicinity, locals, right? So we're going to teach you how you do that. Because what most people are doing is they're trying to grow their social media and they don't realize it doesn't help you to have followers in Dubai when you're a handyman in Las Vegas. Like, we have to help you find people in your local community, which is something that we've done for many of our clients.
You did it one for a nail salon,
yeah,
which is similar. I mean, handyman service,
local
but it's
service.
a local service. You're relying on your community to build your business. And nail salon went through the course and
taught them how to use hashtags, teach you how to target your local audience and using user-generated content. And you can do this in just about any niche. But you do have to understand, who is it you're trying to reach. And again, that's part of, to answer Gary's question, Gary, this becomes so much easier when we talked about those 4 pillars, when you focus on that first pillar, the knowing who your customer is, where they're looking, what hashtags they're using, what cities they're in, and who the influencers are in your area. And that's all part of, going through the process.
doctors, lawyers, physical therapists. Yep.
How do you choose the one thing to start with? Again, that is a very individual decision, but there's a process by which that answer becomes very apparent to you when you go through the questionnaire. And more often than not, it's what is the opportunity that's presenting itself to you that allows you to make the most amount of money with the least amount of stress right now. And sometimes it's not the thing that you're the most passionate about. For me, it wasn't. I know this is going to shock some of you, but I wasn't, the thing I was most passionate about wasn't fitness. It wasn't, but I knew that was the thing that I could make the most money and the most immediate impact in that moment with the least amount of work. And I knew that once I had success there, then I could go back to what I'm really passionate about, which is teaching marketing and entrepreneurship. So we need to wrap it up.
We have a couple more winners.
Okay. These are new students.
New students and then the winners.
Okay.
Okay. So new members of Marketing Impact Academy, Deanna Balshin, Alyssa Stewart, and Devon Miggins.
And there's so many more names on this list, guys, but we do need to wrap it up. We've got our team here, and I think they want to go home and go to bed and eat food and maybe use the restroom. So we just want to say thank you so much for joining us. And if for some reason when you click on get started, for any reason we are sold out, you will be first on our wait list. And for those of you who do sign up tonight, you have all those bonuses are yours. The full money back guarantee. You can start today for that one payment of $357. That's just 6 payments in total. You get in and start making money. I mean, you just get into those first lessons. You just decide. Make a bet on yourself. If you have those feelings of nervousness, of butterflies in your stomach, remember that that's the same feeling you've had when you've made big decisions in your life. When the best things have ever happened to you, when those things happen just before that, in those moments, that's when your palms get sweaty. You know, before you broke up with that loser boyfriend who was gonna hold you back all your life and you found your Prince Charming, yet you got nervous and you had to break up with that guy, before you decided on what it was you wanted to do, before, the most exciting things in our lives happen because we decided that we were gonna feel the fear and do it anyways. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? It's not for you? Then return it. What's the best thing that could happen? You could be that person whose story we're sharing, who's changed the lives of others, who's now finally feeling that freedom, like that peace that I talk about that's so important. I don't think that money solves the world's problems, but I'll tell you what, not having it is a pretty stressful, difficult place to be.
Creates some peace.
Creates a lot of peace, a lot of opportunities and options. So thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for being here. Reach out to us, tag myself at Shalene Johnson, Brett Johnson 11 on Instagram.
Yes.
We want to congratulate you, we want to welcome you, so be sure to let us know that you were here with us tonight and that you made that decision to invest in you. And we are so excited to work with you. Thank you for being here. Woo! Thank you, guys.
You want to help people, and that's why you're here. Regardless of whether you're selling a Snapchat Academy, a pair of insoles, or a beautiful necklace. We don't buy products. We buy emotion. We buy story. We buy a feeling. Everything starts with who and what. Who is it that you want to attract? What is the story that you're sharing?
One thing that I've really taken away from this is I went to Ohio State University, got a 4-year degree in business, and never second guessed spending like $60,000 on college. And you don't get any of this information at the college level. So there's one thing I could do, I would go back and tell people about this amazing opportunity.
With a 2-day marketing lead-in, we made $7,000 in 1 week, and for me that was just amazing. Like, we tripled our income.
I bought the Marketing Impact Academy to learn what's new and what's working in marketing right now. And from September to now, I've doubled my income.
So does the Marketing Impact Academy work? Yes, it does.
No matter what your product is, whether it's maybe a thing you have to sell or a skill set or a training, you can plug and play. Marketing Impact is for everyone, all walks of life, all ages, all skill sets, all backgrounds.
Believe that it is possible for you. You just need the space and the time and the ability to focus on it. And guess who that's up to? You. Not me. It's not another course. It's not another seminar. It's not something you're going to see someone else doing in social media. It's you knowing what you need to do, getting focused, and to make it better. You have everything you need to make it happen.
I would recommend Marketing Impact because of this. It will allow you to take any experience and turn it into a business. It doesn't even feel like work. Like, it just feels like you doing what you're supposed to be doing. Take it from me, if you've made it this far, it's for you.
Marketing Impact Academy is not theory. This is step-by-step action steps, things that you can do right away and start seeing results. I was able to grow my business 350% in year 2. It was really exciting.
There are no accidents. You were meant to be here. Just one idea can take your business and your life to the next level when you act on it. Sometimes things happen to you and you go, this makes no sense. Why did this happen to me? How many of you have made it through your difficult thing? Your success rate is 100%. The purpose behind our challenges, I believe, is to serve others. You are the person to help others figure it out.
Marketing Impact Academy is amazing.
Marketing Impact Academy has really helped me focus. You know, my big thing that I struggle with sometimes is trying to stay on focus. Like, I want to help so many people and I want to just be like, try to do everything, and it just makes it so much easier.
With Marketing Impact, no matter what your product is, whether it's maybe a thing you have to sell or a skill set or a training, you can plug and play. Marketing Impact is for everyone, all walks of life, all ages, all skill sets, all backgrounds.
If you want to be at a certain place down the road, you need to set goals, reverse engineer them, and design your dream.
Marketing Impact Academy has helped me tremendously with my business. It's helped me develop systems that will solve problems for my customers.
Marketing Impact has been so fantastic because it's allowed us to serve more people online without dominating our time.
One thing that I've really taken away from this is I went to Ohio State University, got a 4-year degree in business, and never second guessed spending like $60,000 on college. But it's amazing how many people will second guess spending like $2 grand on this, and you don't get any of this information at the college level. So there's one thing I could do, I would go back and tell people about this amazing opportunity.
Every single step is broken down little by little, baby steps. It's so not intimidating, and anybody can learn to do this. Well, I think the coolest thing is that we realize we have a lot of expertise that people want, and for the first time I feel like we know how to deliver it without draining the time that we have together with our families.
It is by far the best investment and best thing I've ever done in my life. It has literally changed the course of my life, and I am so grateful for this.
You don't have to be a millennial to learn how to do online marketing.
We've doubled our membership, so we are now projected to bring in over an extra $100,000 into our business.
I did beta testing and I earned $150,000. The awesome thing about that, though, is a proof of concept, which means that we're going to launch into $1 million launch.
I grew my email list by 40%. I grew my social media by 35%. I doubled my income in the third quarter of 2018.
We've increased our revenue on internet sales by 20%. I was promoted to Director of Marketing of the brand. I've hired a team and a staff, and we have changed the environment in the industry that we work in.
Before the Marketing Impact Academy, I just had no direction. And so I put the structure in place because of the Marketing Impact Academy.
Shalene takes you by your hand and walks you step by tiny baby step through the entire business, so that you're not missing anything.
I knew what Marketing Impact Academy was, and I knew that it was a skill set and it would teach me the things that I know I wanted to bring to this industry. So I went ahead and signed up.
Don't be scared that you don't know enough right now, because she takes you through it step by step, and at the end of it, you are going to be set up for success.
It was going through Marketing Impact Academy that allowed me to really grow my business. It has paid off more than tenfold.
From when I started Marketing Impact Academy, I made back my investment in 5 weeks. In 8 months, Marketing Impact Academy have done what it took me 6 years to do in my physical therapy business. 7 months in a row, we've hit records. And I just did what she said. That's it. It has met my expectations and more.
It's allowed me to 10x my business. It gave us a vehicle to serve so many other people that we never would have been able to reach. You're learning from someone who has been there and done that and is living the very thing that they're teaching you.
Since plugging into Marketing Impact Academy, we've tripled our business. It's just completely changed my lifestyle and my business. If you're plugged into something like Marketing Impact Academy, where it gets updated as these new technologies are coming out, you're ahead of the curve. And if you can be first somewhere, you win.
Created a course called Video Ranking Academy, and we did $10,000. And then we followed that up shortly after, and that doubled. MIA is a path to do that, and she gives you the right things to do in the right order, in a way that you can understand and implement. You're gonna get results, hands down, period.
And in that 2-hour span, I made about over $3,000. And while I'm spending time with my son, or putting him to sleep, or playing with him, or going on vacation, I could still be making money. And that's when it hit me that this works.